house. 'Twas no need I trow to bid me trudge. And since that time it is 11 years, for then she could stand alone. Nay, by the road she could have run and waddled all about. But even the day before she broke her brow, and my husband, God be with his soul, was a merry man, took up the child. Yea, quoth he, dost thou fall upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backward when thou hast more wit, wilt thou not, Jewel? By my holiday, I would I should live 1,000 years, I never shall forget it. The pretty wretch stinted, and said,
And in that very line, Harry, Prince of Wales, standest thou. For thou hast lost thy princely privilege with vile participation. Not an eye but is weary of thy common sight, save mine, which hath desire to see thee more, which now doeth that I would not have it do, make blind itself with foolish tenderness.
I shall hereafter, my thrice gracious lord, be more myself.
For all the world, as thou art to this hour, was Richard then, when I from France set foot at Ravensburg. And even as I was then, is Percy now. Now, by my scepter and my soul to boot, he hath more worthy interest to the state than thou. The shadow of succession, for of no right, nor color like to right, he doth fill fields with harness in the realm, turns head against the lion's armored jaws, and, being no more in debt to years than thou art, leads ancient lords and reverend bishops on to bloody battle and bruising arms. But wherefore do I tell this news to thee? Why, Harry, do I tell thee of my foes, which art my nearest and dearest enemy? Thou, that art like enough through base inclination, vassal fear, and the start of spleen, to fight against me under Percy's pay, dog his heels, curtsy at his frowns to show how much thou art degenerate.
Do not think so. You shall not find it so. And God forgive them that so much have swayed your majesty's good thoughts away from me. I will redeem this on Percy's head, and in the closing of some glorious day, be bold to tell you that I am your son. When I will wear a garment all of blood and stain in my face in a bloody mask, washed away, will scour my shame with it. This in the name of God I promise here, which if he be pleased I shall perform. I do beseech your majesty may salve my long-grown wounds, my intemperance. If not, the end of life cancels all bands, and I will die 100,000 deaths ere break the smallest parcel of this vow.
100,000 rebels die in this. Thou shalt have charge and sovereign trust herein.
Is there more toil? Since thou dost give me pains, let me remember thee what thou hast promised, which is not yet performed. My liberty, I prithee, remember, I have done thee worthy service, told thee no lies, made thee no mistakings, served without, nor grudge, nor grumbling. Thou didst promise to bait me a full year. Yes, I remember then, foul which seekest from Argier.
This blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child, and here was left by sailors. And thou, my slave, as thou reportest thyself, was then her servant, and with a spirit too delicate to act upon her earthy and abhorred commands, and refusing her grand hests, she she did confine thee into a cloven pine, where thou didst remain 12 years, in which space she died, leaving thee there. And thou didst remain 12 years, in which rift, within which rift, imprisoned thou didst remain 12 years. Now, what dost thou doest? Thou didst remain 12 years. And then this island, saved for her son, whom she did litter here, a freckled well, hag-born, not honored with human shape.
Yes, Helen, stop.
Now, dost thou remember what torment I did find thee? Thy groans did make wolves howl and penetrate the breasts of ever angry bears. It was mine art, when I arrived and heard thee, that made gape the pine and let thee out.
I thank thee, master!
And if thou mutterest, I will rend an oak and peg thee to its knotty entrails until thou hast howled away 12 winters.
Pardon, master.
Now go, make like a nymph of the sea.
Awake, dear heart. Awake. Oh, thou hast slept well.
The strangeness of your story put heaviness in me.
Shake it off. Come on, let's visit Caliban, my slave, who never makes us kind answer.
Tis a villain, sir, I do not love to look on.
But as 'tis we cannot miss him. He does make our fire, bring in our fuel, and serves in offices that profit us. What ho! Slave! Caliban! How heard thou speak?
There's wood enough within.
A poisonous slave got by the devil himself upon thy wicked dam. Come forth.
We could do as ever. My mother's brushed from raven's feather. From unwholesome thing. Drop on you both. A southwest blow on you. And blister you all over.
Oh, for this be sure, tonight thou shalt have cramps.
I must eat my dinner. This island's mine, by Sycorax, my mother, which thou takest from me when thou camest first. Thou made much of me, to teach me, make me water with berries in it, and teach me how to name the bigger light, and how the less it burn by day and night. And then I loved thee, and showed thee all the qualities of the island, the fresh springs, brine pits, barren place and fertile. Curse the island did so! All the charms of Sycorax, toads, beetles, bats, lights on you! For I I am all the subjects that you have, which first was mine own king. And here you stand me in this hard rock.
Thou most lying slave, whose stripes might move, not kindness. I have used thee, filled as thou art with human hair, and did lodge thee in mine own chamber till thou didst seek to violate the honesty of my child.
I would have peopled else this island with Caliban.
Sorry, a born slave!
Curse the red plague, rid you for teaching me a language. You. No!
Fetch us fuel. Be quick! Be quick!
No! Pray thee! I must obey! His art is of such power, it would control my god, my damned god, Cetemus, and make a vassal of him.
I wonder if Titania be awake, and what thing next came in her eye, which she must dote on in extremity. Here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night rule of this constant grove?
My mistress with the monster is in love. Near to her close and consecrated bower, while she is in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, rude mechanicals that work for bread upon Fenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play intended for great Theseus' nuptial day. The shallowest, thick skin of that barren sort whom Pyramus presented in their sport forsook his scene and entered the break, when I did him at this advantage take and passes knife fixed on his head. Anon, his Thisbe must be answering, and forth my mimic comes, when they him spy, so at his sight away his fellows fly. When in that moment, so it came to pass, Titania waked, and straightway loved an ass.
Well, this falls out better than I can devise. But hast thou latched the Athenian's eyes with the love juice as I bid thee do?
I took him sleeping, that is finished too, and the Athenian woman by his side, that when he waked with force, she must be eyed.
This lantern doth the horned moon present. Myself, the man and moon do seem to be.
Run!
You ladies, you, whose gentle hearts do fear. The smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on the floor may not both perchance quake and tremble here. Know that I, Stug the Joiner's alliance, fell! Or else alliance Dane, but if I come in great strife, thy pity on my life. Rah! Rah!
All I have to say is to tell you this lantern is the moon. I, the man in the moon. This thorn bush, my thorn bush. And this dog is my dog.
I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me. Or frighten me if they could. But I will not move from this place. Do what I can. I will walk up and down, and I will sing so they can hear I am not afraid. Who's so cock so black of blue, with orange and towny bill, the frost Sullivan's not so the rain without the quail. Wren, sparrow, and the lark, the plains of cuckoo grey, whose note doth many a man doth mark, and never dares his name. For indeed, who would set his wit to so foolish a bird? Who would give a bird a lie, though it cry? Cuckoo! Never so.
Oh, I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored of thy note, and thy fair virtues force, perforce, doth say, doth swear, I do love thee. God is wise, as thou art beautiful. Out of these woods do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my state. Oh, I do love thee, and I shall give thee fairies to attend on thee. And they shall purge thy mortal grossness, though, so thou shalt like an airy spirit go. Peace blossom, here. Cobweb,
Here.
moth,
Here.
mustard seed. Oh, be kind and courteous to these gentlemen, hopping in their walks and gambol in their lives. Feed them with apricocks and dewberries, purple grapes, green figs, and mulberries. For the honey bags steal from the humble bees, and the night terrors crop their waxen thighs to light them at the fiery glowworm's eyes. Oh, to have my love to bed and to arise, pluck the wings from painted butterflies, to fan the moonbeams to the sleeping eyes. Nod to them, elves, and do them courtesies. Oh, the moon looks with sleepy eye, and when she weeps, weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Come, tie up my lover's tongue and bring him silently.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here while these visions did appear, and this weak and idle theme, no more yielding, but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend, if you pardon, we will mend. And, as I am an honest puck, if we have unearned luck now to escape the serpent's tug, we will make amends ere long, else the puck a liar call. So good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.